It is 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. You just got home. The kids are hungry, your partner is asking what's for dinner, and you are standing in front of an open fridge staring at half a block of cheese, some leftover rice, and three things you don't even remember buying. Sound familiar, right? Now here's what's interesting. That exact moment, that 6 p.m. panic happens to you not once a week, not twice a week, but almost every single day, and every single day you solve it the same way. You either scramble something together, order food you didn't budget for, or make the same three meals your family is already tired of eating. But what if that moment didn't have to exist anymore? What if by this time next week you already knew exactly what was for dinner every night for the entire month ahead? That's not a fantasy. That's what AI can do for you in about 20 minutes. And today I'm going to show you exactly how. Before I show you the method, I need to tell you something that will save you a lot of frustration. Because most people who try to use AI for meal planning give up within the first week. Not because AI doesn't work, because they started wrong. Here's what almost everyone does. They open ChatGPT and type, "Give me a meal plan for the week," and get back a beautiful looking list of meals that sounds great on paper. Chicken piccata, butternut squash soup, homemade turkey meatballs. They screenshot it, feel productive, and close the tab. Then Monday rolls around. They realize they don't have half the ingredients. The chicken piccata takes 45 minutes they don't have on a school night. And the kids won't eat butternut squash soup under any circumstances. By Wednesday, they've abandoned the plan entirely, and they're back to the 6 p.m. fridge stare. The problem isn't AI. The problem is that AI doesn't know what's in your kitchen. It doesn't know your family's preferences and starts completely from scratch every single time you ask. It's giving you a generic answer to a very specific life. The fix is simple, and it changes everything. You need to give AI your life before you ask it for a plan. Think of it this way. If you called a personal chef and said, "Plan my meals for the month," the first thing they'd do is sit down and ask you questions. How many people are you feeding? Any allergies? How much time do you actually have to cook on a weeknight? What do the kids actually eat? What's your grocery budget? How much do you hate doing dishes? AI is that personal chef. But it only asks those questions if you tell it to, and most people never do. Here's the exact prompt that changes how this works. Open Claude or ChatGPT, the free version is fine, and type this. "I want you to act as my personal meal planning assistant. Before you create any plan, ask me all the questions you need to understand my family's situation. Our size, dietary needs, food preferences, cooking time available on weekdays versus weekends, grocery budget, and any ingredients I already have. Don't create anything until you've asked me everything you need. Hit send. What happens next will surprise you. AI will ask you 8 to 12 specific questions about your actual life. You answer them honestly. And then, based on your real answers, it builds a plan that actually fits the way your family lives. Unlike traditional meal planning apps that give you rigid templates, AI can factor in your schedule, dietary restrictions, weekly budget, and cooking time all at once. That combination is what makes the plan something you'll actually follow. Now here's where it gets interesting, because a meal plan alone isn't what saves you time. It's what comes after the meal plan that most people never think to ask for. Once AI has built your plan and you've reviewed it and it actually looks like something your family would eat, you ask for this next. Now create a full grocery list for this entire plan, organized by category, produce, proteins, dairy, pantry items, and frozen. Flag anything that overlaps across multiple meals so I only buy it once. This one step alone saves the average family between 45 minutes and an hour every single week. AI can generate shopping lists to match your menus automatically. And when it organizes by category, you move through the grocery store in one direction instead of doubling back 17 times because you forgot the eggs. But there's something even more powerful hiding inside that grocery list. And almost nobody uses it. Ask AI this question right after it gives you the list. Which ingredients on this list are being used in multiple meals this month? Show me exactly which meals share ingredients so I can see where I'm getting the most value. What comes back will genuinely change how you grocery shop. You'll see that chicken appears in 6 different meals. That the same tin of coconut milk works in 3 recipes. That buying a large bag of spinach makes sense because it shows up in salads, in pasta, and in a smoothie your kids actually drink. The average family of 4 loses nearly $2,913 per year to food waste. That is almost $250 every single month going in the bin. The overlapping ingredient method is the single fastest way to cut that number, because you stop buying things for one meal that go bad before you use them again. And here's the part that will genuinely make you feel like you have your life together. Once you have your plan and your list, ask AI to build you a prep guide. Based on this meal plan, tell me exactly what I can prep in advance on Sunday to make weeknight cooking as fast as possible. Give me a step-by-step Sunday prep list in order of what to do first. AI assistants can save enormous planning effort by generating prep timelines tailored to your specific schedule. What you get back is a Sunday plan that tells you, chop these vegetables first, marinate the chicken while you do that, cook a big batch of rice that works across 3 dinners, and portion snacks for the week into containers so the kids can grab them themselves. Suddenly, Sunday becomes the 1 hour that buys you back time every single night of the week. You're not cooking from scratch on a Tuesday at 6 p.m. anymore. You're assembling, and assembling takes 15 minutes, not 45. Now, I want to address something, because if you have kids, and especially if those kids are picky, you might be thinking that none of this works for your house. That your 8-year-old won't eat anything with sauce. That your 12-year-old has suddenly decided they're vegetarian this month. That your husband will eat anything, but your youngest will only eat 4 foods. I hear you, and here's the prompt that handles exactly that. My family has very specific preferences. List them out exactly. One child won't eat anything mixed together. One is vegetarian. My partner hates fish. We need at least 2 meals per week that take under 20 minutes. I want you to build a month of meals that works for everyone without making separate meals for different people. The specificity is the key. The more honest you are about the chaos of your actual family, the more useful the plan becomes. Don't clean it up. Don't make your family sound easier than they are. Tell AI exactly what you're dealing with and let it solve the puzzle. AI can factor in your partner's dietary intolerance, your budget, and the fact that you only have 30 minutes to cook on weeknights, all at once. That's not something a cookbook can do. That's not something a meal planning app with fixed templates can do. That's something that only works when you're having a real conversation with something smart enough to hold all of it at the same time. Here's something that took me a while to figure out, and once I did, the whole system clicked. The best way to use AI for meal planning isn't to plan a month all at once. It's to plan 1 week at a time, but carry information forward. At the end of each week, before you start the next one, go back to your AI conversation and type this. Here's how this week went. Tell it honestly. What you actually cooked, what you skipped, what the family liked, what nobody touched. Now plan next week using this feedback. Keep what worked, replace what didn't, and use up anything left over from this week before adding new ingredients. What happens over time is remarkable. Your AI meal plan starts to sound less like a generic template and more like something that was made specifically for your family. Because it was, by you, over weeks of real feedback, AI meal planning has evolved through 3 phases. From basic text plans in 2023 to better prompts in 2024 and 2025 to full conversational planning in 2026, where the AI adapts to your real life over time. The families getting the most out of this aren't using it as a one-time trick. They're using it as an ongoing system that gets smarter every single week. Let me also tell you about the moment that happens about 3 weeks in, because nobody warns you about it, and it's worth knowing. Around week 3, you'll notice something shift. You'll stop dreading the question, "What's for dinner?" You'll stop standing in front of the fridge at 6 p.m. with that blank look. You'll start the week already knowing, not hoping knowing, that Tuesday is the quick pasta, Thursday is the slow cooker meal that was ready when you walked in, and Friday is the one thing every single person in your family actually gets excited about. That shift from reacting to planning is worth more than any specific recipe. It's mental space. It's one less thing your brain has to carry. And for busy parents, that mental space is genuinely precious. Now, let me bring this all together because there are 5 things I just showed you, and I want you to leave with all of them. First, never ask AI for a meal plan without giving it your life first. Use the prompt that asks AI to interview you before it builds anything. Second, always ask for a grocery list organized by category with overlapping ingredients flagged. That list is where the time saving actually lives. Third, ask for a Sunday prep guide. 1 hour on Sunday buys you back time every night of the week. Fourth, be brutally honest about your family's preferences. The more specific and messy the details you give, the more useful the plan becomes. Fifth, carry feedback forward week to week. Tell AI what worked and what didn't. The plan gets better over time because you teach it your family. Here's what I want you to do right now. Not later this week, right now. Open Claude or ChatGPT. Type this: I want you to act as my personal meal planning assistant. Before you create any plan, ask me all the questions you need to understand my family's situation. Our size, dietary needs, food preferences, cooking time available on weekdays versus weekends, grocery budget, and any ingredients I already have. Don't create anything until you've asked me everything you need. Answer the questions honestly. See what it builds. I think you'll be genuinely surprised at how different it feels from every meal plan you've tried before. Drop in the comments, what's the biggest meal planning struggle in your house right now? The 6 p.m. panic? The picky eaters? The food waste? Tell me. You might find someone in the comments dealing with the exact same thing.